Welcome to Landria Anka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears to live an awesome life. Did you hear what I said? Break through the fears to live an awesome life. You cannot live an awesome life in fear. It's impossible. Those two don't go together. That is a low frequency, and an awesome life's a high frequency. But let's make sure that high frequency is one that we can sustain and maintain. I need to get something straight with you guys because so many of you are reaching out to me and I really want to get this clear. We have videos and books and events and all kinds of stuff out there to help people manifest. Now, there's usually a big focus, like we have great people like Tony Robbins. I love Tony Robbins. I love, Joe Dispenza is one of my favorites. He uses science, but it's all coming down to one thing is that, focus, your mindset, your vibration, your frequency. But I want to get something very clear with you. This is critical. This is very important. You're going to love this information, and part of you is going to probably hate it. Why? Because it's not going to be that easy if you're in a dark place right now. It can be, but if you're going to hang on to some things that I'm going to clear up here in a minute, you will struggle to get there. And it can be fabulous for you, and here's how. Manifesting isn't something you do when you need something. It's something you're doing all the time. Manifesting means bringing your reality into the material world. Through your thoughts, through your frequency, through your feelings, your beliefs, all of those things combine to create the energy that connects to whatever is in the unseen quantum world that brings the wave into a particle. What does that mean? It brings the unseen into the material world, just like we were. How do we come from stardust? How's that possible? Oh, well, there was an amoeba. Well, where'd the amoeba come from? And then, and how did it transform into something like this? Because there was an idea, there was a thought somewhere. There was a desire somewhere of the one to just create. And it's coming from such a pure, loving place. Did you hear what I just said? A pure, loving place. That's why the one is able to manifest everything and anything, including those that can choose to go to the dark side. Okay, so the power of the universe manifests anything and everything because it's coming from pure love, pure manifestation, pure power. That's where you need to come from. And you're probably going, but I'm not. But you're going to have to. Manifesting isn't something like, okay, by the way, whoever said this, if you said this to me, it's not just you I'm referring to, it's you and about a dozen or more people that say, what technique do you use? What thing do you do to get that thing? Okay, here's my technique. I'm living that life. You can live that life. You are freaking awesome. You are unlimited. You don't have anything less than I do other than a frequency. A lower one. If you're vibrating a lower frequency, you've got everything I've got. You are choosing to vibrate on that lower frequency. You are choosing it. And I know you're probably saying, no, I don't want to feel this way. What are you doing to change it? So every time I ask somebody what they're doing, not one of them has done any of the stuff that could change that frequency. Number one, sitting down and meditating. It is difficult. I have done it many times and struggled. Even once in a while, it's very rare, but once in a while when I got a lot of stuff going on and I'm away from it for a while, it takes a while to clear out my mind. But I can do it because I practice so much. And I know the stuff that's going through my mind is usually not negative stuff. And don't get me wrong, I got triggers that show up too. I recognize them and I get them in check. And you know what I do? I meditate more. I think I shared this with you. I'm up to 2 to 4 hours a day. You're probably thinking 4, that's crazy. Well, I actually will wake up. If I go to bed early, I will meditate for 45 minutes to sometimes an hour and a half. I watch a lot of really cool stuff to try and see what's going on out there and all the positive stuff. All the positive stuff. All right, Are you watching crap on TV? Are you watching the BS reality series, not the positive ones? The ones where people are arguing, they're fighting. Are you watching the news? Are you watching bloody, gory stuff? Are you letting your kids watch those games? Are you letting your kids do games that where there's killing in it? That's programming, and it's negative. And there are dark forces out there that love you to stay down there. And that's where you are right now if you're not manifesting the stuff you want. Now there's some of you that are right there. You're in a positive place. There's still some blocks, maybe some blocks, and you are working on it, you're getting through. You are on your path. You'll see stuff start to show up and you're acting on things. Opportunities come and you're not letting it frighten you anymore, and you realize this is part of my journey, learning. Not everything's going to come out as I had planned. It's going to actually take me to someplace better. But whoever's sitting there looking for a technique to get that thing, or waits till the last minute when they're going to be out in the street broke, is not practicing a life of manifesting. Not in the way you want. You are practicing a life of manifesting all the things you don't want because you're not consciously doing it. You're focused on the material world, and that's the opposite of what you should be doing. All right, so here's how you get out of where you are if things aren't working out for you. I don't want you to focus about the stuff. All right, one of my friends, my subscribers said they're not manifesting, stuff's not, everything bad's coming to them. So they're going to start with small stuff. It doesn't matter if it's a button or a castle. Stop manifesting stuff. You're manifesting all the wrong stuff. You're doing it. You are manifesting. So it's not like, well, I'm not manifesting. I'm just bad stuff's happening. No, that's the manifesting. Why? You're focused on it. You're focused on the panic, the worry that I'm not getting it. And you think if you want to get, 10 bucks, you want to find 10 bucks on the street versus the $100,000 income you want or more. And you think there's a difference. There's no difference. There's no difference. Sometimes there's a time difference because some things have to align. Same thing with the 10 bucks on the street. It might take a week for somebody to drop it. I want you guys to understand this is a lifestyle. This isn't we didn't come here to get this stuff. It's all going to come. We could be sitting manifesting the most awesome stuff all day because we're supposed to be doing what we came here for, and that is to connect to who we are, the peace and the love. When we connect to the peace and the love, the manifesting goes on a completely different level. It's what happens with that. I'm going to tell you something about that dark place, that lower frequency. That lower frequency is concerned with the self. I'm not talking about you not taking care of yourself, because if you aren't right, nothing else is going to be right. Put the mask on when the plane's going down right first, or you can't help anybody else. I'm talking about the selfishness, competition, the ego. Having to have the stuff to be happy is the ego. That is the selfish. That will make me happy. That won't make you happy. I've been there. It won't make you happy. Because as soon as you get it, you're worried about losing it. And that means the ego's still in check. And you think, well, that'd be cool if I got it. Yes, but if you got it, it's because you're connecting to your manifesting, you're believing in that, you're opening up to it. Now, I got to tell you another thing. Some deep, dark, evil forces can manifest like crazy. Look at Hitler. But that doesn't work. All that nasty stuff will work against you in the worst possible way. If you're experiencing and opening up the gateways to dark stuff, you better take a really good look at what you're doing. You're either dealing with stuff that you shouldn't be messing with, that is very real, because it's just as powerful in some ways, but it will never be as powerful as the light. A higher frequency will always obliterate a lower frequency. And it may not seem like that in the beginning. You go, okay, well, I'm a good person, and these people, they're rotten, and they got all this stuff. Do not look at that. When you come from a pure, awesome place, you will not only have joy and peace, you're going to have all the beautiful things for all the right reasons, and everybody around you will benefit from it, and that's where you're supposed to be. And you need to focus on that peaceful, awesome place first. You go there and that gateway opens. That's what the manifesting is. It's not a technique that gets you a thing. It is you living an awesome life and connecting to the source. And manifesting will happen just with a thought. But you shouldn't do it for that, because that is the opposite of what the higher frequency is. It's not about the stuff. So this is sort of like a, oh my God, you know, dog chasing its tail, right? So I'm going to go to a peaceful place. I'm going to connect to God because I'm going to get this stuff. No, you're still thinking like the material world's going to make you happy. Can you let it go? Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to tell you right now, none of it's going to matter. None of it. If I told you you had a week to live, you wouldn't give a crap about anything you're thinking about right now. You'd be connecting to this beautiful place out there that isn't seen. You'd be connecting it because you'd know this is gone now. And all that stuff, I'm going to be leaving it and I can't take it with me. Now what? And you know that you don't stop. You don't end here. You know you're going to be going to someplace else, and all of a sudden that's going to be your top priority, because the ego's going to go, ooh, 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 I want to be happy. I want to be okay over there, so I better, well, guess what? You can do it right now. If you want to manifest beautiful things, you need to focus on beautiful things, not the material things. What's the beautiful things? The absolute love and light and peace that you are from, that everything is, including those deep, dark, rotten people walking around this planet that you can't imagine have a good bone in their body, come from the same place and are the same thing you are. They're making a choice to vibrate in a lower frequency. And by the way, all of us on the higher frequency, they don't have a fighting chance against us, because we're not fighting anything. We're not against anything. We know that they're part of us, and we bless them. We don't have to hang out with them, but we bless them because we know that eventually they're going to have to find their way home too, and you need to do it now. Sunday, I got the dishwasher going, I got the yard equipment going on out there. All right. Manifesting beautiful things is a way of life. Manifesting beautiful things is your God-given abilities on every level, should you choose to drop the veils, to get rid of the ego, to quit believing the crap, to start raising your frequency, and you do that through meditation. Prayer is powerful, not to something outside of yourself. Please make this happen. It's saying you can make it happen. I've told you this 1,000 times. Read all the books. Read all the books. It says it over and over again. In the Bible, in the Quran, everything written out there empowers you. Tells you that you are part of the one thing. There is only one thing. There is only one thing. So if you're not living the life you want, take a good look at yourself and say, why? Faith is surrendering, not to a power outside, not like, okay, I'm going to surrender you. You're making better decisions than me. No, you're making the decisions. What you're saying is, I'm going to stop making the decisions because the real me is perfect and beautiful. What's your mantra? I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am powerful. I am loving. I'm harmonious. I'm happy. Thank you for all the miracles you're bringing to me. And when I say thank you, I'm asking you to be grateful and thanking the universe, the powers that we share with individual choices out there. You know, you saw my silly little drawing. We're particles. We're all particles. Everything's particles, particles, and those particles are particles and particles. There's infinity in that. There's no one thing. There's just density of those things, which create an individual that makes a choice and contributes to all of the other molecules. And this makes, and then some more density down here. You must change your frequency if you want to start manifesting and living a life you want. Not learning techniques, not learning these things to get a thing. Yes, we name stuff. Yes, we want to pull it in, because my incentive to bring stuff into my reality is to go to the perfect peaceful place, and that the intentions are all good, and that all those things that happen are going to be just fun things that I create and experience. But none of it matters if I'm not in that beautiful place. And when I'm not feeling like I'm in that beautiful place, the first thing I do is I increase my meditation every day. And that's why I'm on 2 to 4 hours a day. I will wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I will put my little earbuds in, and I'll put on a guided meditation so that I can just relax and focus and clear. Not because I'm feeling anything bad at the time. It's like, okay, I'm sort of wide awake. It's too early to get up. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to really connect to that power and start my day that way. And then I usually fall back asleep after my meditation. Maybe I'll sleep for an hour, get up, have my coffee, and I might even meditate again. If you do this, this world will change in ways that will freaking blow your mind. Because all of us will share that energy, and all that energy will be on a higher frequency, and nothing on a lower frequency will be able to survive in the same dimension that we're in. They will be gone somewhere. A lot of people are exiting already that are on lower frequencies. They don't have purpose. They don't really want to be here. They don't connect to the higher frequency, which is what's happening now. That is with the sun. The planets, everything has shifted in a way. We aligned with the other black hole in our neighboring galaxy for the first time ever, and ever will be again. That's not a coincidence. Our frequencies have gone up, and some of you are experiencing some stuff that's a little bit uncomfortable. It is time to focus on that perfect person that you are. And quit worrying about, now if I meditate for 20 minutes and I say this mantra and I light these candles. You saw my meditation, my meditation with the candles. You saw what I did at the end. You don't need any of that stuff. You're walking around with the power of the universe in you. The only reason you're not feeling it is because you've got all this story on your head, all this worry and beliefs and the garbage, and that's the toughest thing. I know. It's the toughest thing to get away from. You don't get away from it. It's an energy you created. It will be with you. It just will lose its power. I told you this before. If you saw one of the videos on the ego, I don't think the ego is a bad thing. It's like saying a fever is a bad thing. A fever comes on to raise your body temperature, to kill off things that are imbalanced that could harm you. So that fever appears to be horrible. Oh, I have a fever, it's bad. No, the fever is the good thing. It's killing off something else. That's what the ego is. It's been trained to kill off things. It's been trained to defend itself. It's been trained to do things according to what you fed it, or other people fed it and you believed. Don't be blaming anybody else. You still have to choose to believe what other people told you. That you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not good looking enough. It's bull. I'd swear right now, but I don't know what YouTube rules are. It's bull crap. It's a story, it's made up. But if that's your story, it's your reality. And you can make that real. Guess what? You get to change that. You are absolutely 100% pure light, pure love, making choices. That's where the other stuff's coming from. You know why? Because we're on a freaking dense planet. This is tough stuff. Because we are one thing and we are affecting each other. And the other choices that those low frequencies are making do affect us. This is why you have to focus on sending your light and your love out to this world every single day. It is raising the frequency. If you don't believe that, that's okay. I want you to do it anyways. The more of us do this, this world is going to change. You're going to see stuff happening, and you're not going to see the wars happening. The things that have been forecast, like Edgar Cayce, have not happened. Nostradamus, they have not happened. Some of those things happened, and what's happening now? Some of those things haven't happened. The floods. I used to have visions of floods in major cities. I stopped having those visions a couple years ago. Why? We switched. We raised our frequency. Something's happening. All right, I'm going to do a video after this because I just found out something. I think I know what some transition symptoms are, and I'll share that with you. So look at for, let's see, what am I going to name that? Transition symptoms discovery or something like that. I'll name it. Go create the life. It's about you connecting to the source. It's about you raising your frequency. That's the manifesting. That's you going up. It's going to start showing up. And guess what? Those little signs, all of a sudden you're going to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm not focused on that anymore. I'm focusing on manifesting positivity in my life. So again, well, if I have a journal and I say gratitude, no. You got to feel it, you got to know it, you got to connect to it, and you got to do it constantly. I am happy, I am. And if you're not feeling it, you say it and you find something to have gratitude for. Got to work at it. This is work. This is a place where we have to work at it. Don't say, well, Eckhart Tolle didn't. You're kidding. The guy was going to kill himself the night he became enlightened. He sat on a park bench for a couple of years because he was in such a euphoric state, and he came out of that because he's on the planet and he has to function like a person. And if he stayed on that high level, he wouldn't want to talk to anybody because he can't relate to us, right? Now he can. But he knows how to handle those feelings and handle that stuff that shows up. It doesn't affect him. It doesn't control him like it used to. He knows what that beautiful place is, and he stays there on some frequency. He's down a little bit. He said that, by the way, in a book. I told you before, when you go to an awakened state, when you're lower frequency, you do this. Happy, happy, happy. I got the car. Oh, it wore off. Down here. I got the job. Oh, that's not so great. I got the relationship. And you're backing down. Who wants to live like that? When you are in an awakened state, you're up here. And you're doing this. You're not doing this. You're up here. So people go, well, I like the highs. Well, you're already up here all the time. So you have a not as further distance between you and that high. Instead of coming down here to go up to here, you're up here. And the lows, they're not that bad anymore. And you recognize them and you know what to do with them, and you sit down and meditate and you clear it out. Change your life. Forget the manifesting techniques. Manifesting is, and I have you focus on stuff because what I'm doing when I share that with you is I have you meditating, clearing out your mind, picturing the light and the peace. It's all about how you feel as a person and connecting to the light. And I'm hoping that the manifesting the stuff inspires you to go do that, and you'll go into a euphoric state, and all of a sudden you just don't even care about the stuff anymore. But that's when it shows up. Go meditate. Don't tell me you're not manifesting stuff. You're doing it right now. And don't tell me you can't do it and it's difficult and whatever, because you're just probably not working on it. And that is connecting to your higher frequency. You're not meditating. That's the gateway. I'm telling you, that is the gateway, because it's the only really effective way to shut that mind down. Work on it. I'm counting on you. I am counting on you. We're going to the fourth dimension, fifth, sixth, hopefully. We're going to start parting ways from the lower frequencies, and if you join that higher frequency, you will live in a beautiful world, and all the other things won't have a chance. And we won't care. We won't care. They won't have that effect on us anymore. We'll have no interest in participating in their world. We'll stop eating the garbage foods. We'll stop watching the garbage on TV. We'll start living a life of beauty, because all the entertainment you need is out here, out that window. Go get some sunshine on your head, by the way. Sending you light and love, power and strength. Take the action. You have that light in you. Know this. That's faith. Surrender to that light that you are. And you can co-create anything you want. But do it to find the peace. Do it to find that love. Do it to be that love. You are that love. You are whole. You are perfect. You are strong. You are powerful. You are loving. You are harmonious. You are happy. Thank you to the source for the miracles that are being sent to you today and every single day. Namaste.